2, 1. Hey folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. We are here on October 19th, I believe,
Yes,
2019, in the lovely city of San Antonio, recording from Smoke Barbecue.
Smoke
Barbecue,
restaurant.
downtown San Antonio, East Commerce Street.
I am Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G.
And I am Irma Ruiz.
We are joined by the mastermind behind Mind Twist Comedy, the fiendish intellect that is putting on this wonderful comedy show that we are about to partake in. May we have a moment, amen.
Amen.
And at least a couple of ladies. Irma, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
I'm great.
Awesome.
We've been trying to get you on for a while. The last time that we were... you were at Cine with Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry
And
Garcia.
I was like, hey, are y'all going to stick around? I'd like to do a podcast. It's like, yeah, we have to leave in the morning. So
I don't remember.
Yeah.
You're lying.
No.
You're telling a fib.
Nope. I clearly asked. I was like, hey, when are y'all leaving? He's like, yeah, we leave early in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
Jerry has to be somewhere, he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was trying to get y'all on a podcast.
Yeah.
That was when y'all did that show at Cine.
Cine El Rey, yeah, McAllen, Texas. That's an awesome venue, by the way.
It's
beautiful.
It's our home club.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. Shout out to Bert.
Bert. And his hat.
And his hat.
Bert's
What,
hat.
no love for the bald spot?
And his bike. I like his bike, too.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. No gas. You ain't got to worry about no gas.
Yeah.
You just
You
expect
better-
Pee Wee Herman to bust in at any moment and jack that shit. This is not the city of Alamo.
So I've been wanting to ask you, since Sean did mention earlier, you're the mastermind behind Mind Twist Comedy. How did you? 2 questions, and it's. I think there will be long answers, but how did you first think of? I want to come up with. In a sense, you're kind of a booking agency. I don't know what other way to.
Right. Well,
Got it.
see, the thing is, in comedy, you don't make a lot of money, but you spend a lot of money. All right?
Well,
And
when you
so,
start, you
yeah,
don't want to scare people
exactly.
either.
Yeah, when you start. And so my husband was like, well, you know what? We're spending a lot of money. You know, we need to at least, what do you call it? We need to use it as like tax breaks and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's when he was like, well, you need to go ahead and create like your own LLC. You know, I don't know what that stands for, but I have it.
Limited liability.
Yeah. Limited liability something, right?
Company.
Yeah. And so he helps me out a lot. You know, it's under my name and stuff, but he's kind of the brains behind like the whole business part, and I just do the booking and now
So
everywhere.
So in this instance, behind every great woman, there's a great
Yes, my husband's a genius. He's just like, if you're spending my money, we need to, you know, we need to at least be able to claim that in our taxes and stuff. You know what I mean? So when I travel, I go to Vegas, I go to McAllen, you know, my Airbnbs write off, you know, Ubers, they're write-offs. Food is write-offs. You know what I mean? So, and it's going to help us out in the end. You know what I mean? And right now I'm probably spending a little bit more than what I'm making, or I'm breaking even. You know, but that usually happens when you start businesses.
Yeah.
I think they give you like 3 years to actually start making money,
Yeah.
you know?
And how long have you been doing the whole, like, from inception or from birth to now, how long have you been doing the whole Mind Twist Comedy?
Mind Twist, I think it's been like almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
shit.
think so.
Okay, I was going to ask
Golly,
you
a
about
lot of
that.
people, you know, it's kind of embarrassing because a lot of people are real good with dates. Like the other day, a friend of mine posted on Facebook, "Oh, it's my 1 year anniversary of my first open mic," and I'm like, "How the hell do you remember that?"
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, I don't remember. And then I tell people, ask me, "How long have you been doing comedy?" I'm like, "Oh, like 5 years, 5.5 or something." And then like one of my Facebook, you know, memories will come up, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, it's only been 4 years," you know?
Yeah.
So.
See, and I like with me, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I've been doing it for 10 years, but if you ask me for the date, the only thing I can tell you is November of 2008. So, but if you ask me for
No, I don't even remember
fucking
the
know.
month or
'Cause
year or anything.
I don't know why. I've had a couple of people. Rudy was one of the first ones. Shout out to Rudy Badwa. He was one of the first ones. He was like, "But do you remember the very first day that you started? I was like, no.
I don't remember the date. I remember
I know that
actually
it was
getting on
November.
stage. I remember the ugly feeling.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
still
but-
get that ugly feeling.
Yeah,
to
me
be
too.
honest with you. So, but yeah, like I remember it was November 2008, and I'll be honest, the only reason I remember November 2008 is because it was right in the middle of the presidential election. I was at a small bar in Los Angeles. It was called the Key Club, and they had a little open mic. I didn't even know what the fucking open mic was back then, and I was drunk. So, yeah, that's how I stumbled for the first time. I mean, somebody pushed me to do it, literally.
Yeah, and then you liked it.
No.
No.
I mean, hold on, let me rephrase it. I always loved comedy. Like I loved it since I was 8 years old. I was 8 when I first saw Richard Pryor's HBO special live on Sunset Strip. From that point forward, I fell in love with it. But I always had a problem, and to this day I still do, and people don't believe me, but I have a problem with stage fright.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time like speaking in public crowds.
Yeah.
and shit. But don't ask me how I do it.
I
'cause
get
can't explain.
stage fright right before I get on
Exactly.
stage. But as soon
You
as
get it.
the microphone gets into my hand, most of the time, I would say 80% of the time I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
You know.
Same thing with me. I get stage fright all the way up until the point that I get on stage. But with me is once I hear the first laugh, even if it's a chuckle, then it's like, okay, I'm cool.
I'm good.
We good. I'm home.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I don't get that first laugh, it's like, oh,
Then
shit,
you start
yeah.
shitting like, "Ooh," yeah.
So, then you have people asking you when does the funny start and shit like that. But
Oh my god.
yeah, I had a lady screaming
Oh, yeah.
from the back. And she was
Oh,
like,
shit.
When does the funny start?
I'm looking right at it, bitch.
As soon as you shut the fuck up. But
It's always the blank look of expectation that gets me.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
Or like the arms crossed. I'm
Yeah.
like, you
Oh.
don't even look like you're willing to accept anything funny. You
that
know, it's like-
confused puppy,
Yeah.
head cocked to the side.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Even I'd rather have that than arms crossed. Why do you sit in the front seat if you're just gonna be with your arms crossed? At least like try.
And with me,
I can deal with the anger. That if there's disappointment, like it's like, oh, this takes me back to family. Like I'll pick a fight here, but like, I don't know.
and with me, it's more of a I prefer to get a reaction, even if it's I prefer, as crazy as it may sound, I prefer to get a boo than the silent treatment.
Yeah.
When you don't hear a sound, like fuck. So that's what happened that night. That night, I was drunk. I had a whole lot of.
Where?
It was at the Key Club.
Okay.
In LA. So I got up there. I did great as far as what my friend told me and as far as what I can remember because I was really drunk.
What tequila told you?
Yeah, exactly. So I was very good. So I was like, hey, I was real psyched. I was like, I can do this shit. I went back 2 to 3 weeks later to the same place. They were holding the open mic, but I was sober. So I went on stage. I proceeded to eat a big fat bag of dicks. Did get one laugh, and I was like, I'm shit. Maybe I was wrong. And I don't know if you've ever like done anything like as far as performing in LA, but if
No.
you're not good in LA, man, they don't mind just.
I've
staring
thought
at you.
about going, but I've been doing it like I said, like 4 years, and there's no way I'm gonna go and embarrass
literally
myself
when-
or make myself think that I'm okay. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah,
you know.
like literally when I was up there and nobody was laughing, I literally thought that they were trying to prank me. I felt like somebody went up before stage.
Oh my
"Yo,
god.
this guy's coming up. Nobody laughed. I felt like somebody.
Oh
nobody
my
was
God.
laughing. So then I only had 6 minutes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went, but I didn't quit. Like I kept going through the jokes or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, there was some lame ass jokes anyway. But I kept going to the jokes, didn't get a laugh, and then I pointed it out. I was like, oh, so y'all just gonna stare at me? Not one laugh. Y'all just gonna stare at me? Y'all don't give a fuck. And I was like, you know what? I was like, what? Y'all want me to do some knock knock jokes? And I did. I was like, knock knock, and everybody answered. They were like, who's there? And I was like, Willis. And
Bunch of ungrateful cunts. That's who's here.
and then they were like, Willis who? And I was like, Willis, dick fit in your mouth. And everybody laughed. Everybody. And I was like, see, I knew you were going to laugh at some ignorant shit like that. I was trying to be smart and clever up here.
Oh, my God.
Like, I gotta
you
go.
are reprimanding the audience.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
So I walked off stage.
Y'all do not know how to appreciate my craft.
This is my second time ever, but still, y'all should be laughing at me.
Now, Irma, you started here in San Antonio, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You also, were you born and raised here?
I was born here in San Antonio, but then in third grade, I moved to Del Rio.
Okay.
And so I was raised over there. So I kind of consider Del Rio my hometown, even though I was born here, because that's where like most of my friends and family are and stuff.
But what do you live in San Antonio?
I live in Helotes now,
Okay.
which is like the outskirts of San Antonio.
Okay. So how long have you been living in San Antonio technically?
About 15 years. About 15 years.
Okay, so you've been here for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, because what I was gonna jump into was when you started like doing the comedy and everything. How many? And you've been doing it for 4 years, you said? So how long?
4.5 maybe.
4.5.
Yeah.
How long before you actually started like being able to go on the road? Like that you were that. What I mean is like that you tried to book something on the road and that they took you.
Well, see, my first like show was not even in San Antonio. It was in Del Rio, my hometown.
Yeah.
And that's why I even started getting into comedy, because a friend of mine would book comedy shows in Del Rio. And he was like, hey, somebody dropped, you've always been funny. Why don't you try to do it? And I was like, yeah, no problem. No big deal. I can do it, And I was like, let me just go hit a few open mics in San Antonio. I think I hit like 4 open mics. Yeah, and it was bad. And I went and I did the show and I shit on myself and I was hooked. I was like, I can totally shit on myself all the time. Yeah, this feels great, So, yeah. So that really is how it happened. And then, like I said, I was hooked and I kept going to open mics and just I've gotten better. And
now, was this something that you figured out that you always wanted to do, or was it something that you just stumbled upon and be like, oh, shit?
Well, yeah. So I kind of stumbled upon it because I've always been, that crazy kid, you know what I mean? Always needed to be like the center of attention and stuff,
Yeah.
So when I came to San Antonio, karaoke was my thing, And then once I discovered comedy, now comedy's my thing, So I just kind of figured wherever there's a microphone, some speakers, I want it. Whether it's comedy or karaoke, I just like being in front of people. And I think what really did it was I was a teacher before. And once I quit teaching, I kind of missed the kids and stuff. So comedy kind of fills like that void for me, because it's kind of like you're the teacher and you're talking to all the kids and, making them laugh. And except you have no fucking administration, no principals popping in and being like, y'all are having too much fun in here. Stop it.
It was, I don't know, like with me, it was something that I always figured that I wanted to do. But like I was saying earlier, something that I always saw that would stop me was the stage fright. I was like, I'll never be able to do that because I just can't. But people don't understand. Like, I was horrified. I was standing in the middle of somewhere and people staring at me. I was like, I can't. I'd rather you kick me or shoot me or something.
Yeah.
But I was not going to stand in front of her. And then now that I do it like today, and I even have a joke about it, and even today people come after me after the show. He's like, dude, you look natural. Why do you say you have stage fright? And I was like, dude, you don't understand. As I'm up there talking to you, I'm still shitting on myself. I'm trying to block that out so that I don't. But me and Sean were talking about it on our way over here. I don't know how we stumbled upon the conversation, but we, I go through this whole ritual before every show that kind of calms me down and kind of.
So what's your ritual?
I have to go.
Aside from masturbation.
I was thinking that.
It does release anxiety. I don't know if y'all know.
I went on it first.
when y'all when you masturbate, it does relieve anxiety. I don't do that though before the shows because then I have to grab
Makes you
the
too
microphone.
sleepy.
Yeah, and you want to relax.
No wonder you were like, no, don't touch that.
That's my microphone.
Let me get my Clorox wipes.
No, I always ask for either where the restroom's at or a green room. So I'll go in there, and I'll look at the mirror, and then first I start scrolling through my baby's pictures. I just go through her. I have a shit ton of them on my phone, so I go through them. I kind of get lost in the picture, and then what I do is I start to continuously repeat my set in the mirror. And then it's going to sound crazy, but I repeat in the back of my head, you might bomb tonight. It might happen.
Yeah.
But what that does, it triggers something in me to, like, for example, this is the best way I can explain it.
So if it happens, you're just like, I told you.
Yeah. Like,
and then if it doesn't, you're like, you were wrong.
Yeah.
Self.
So the way I do it is I hear this part of my brain telling me, you might bomb tonight. And then on this side is where I'm writing all my jokes. And I kind of try to stay away from this side. So I always have that conscience there. So it kind of helps me to, like, stay away from you might bomb. So it's weird, but it works. I was telling him on the way over here, when I don't go through my ritual, I don't want to say it's that much of a coincidence, but the 3 times I haven't gone through a ritual, I've had horrible sex. And I've bombed before. But I was like, ever since I do that, and then it kind of makes the butterflies kind of come down in the stomach and shit like that. So I do that. And all I need is, I tell everybody, even if it's right before showtime, I tell everybody, or whoever booked me, it's like, just give me 5 minutes. Leave me alone for 5 minutes and I'll be right out. And everybody's pretty cool about it. That's why I tell Sean, that's why I like to show up to every venue.
That sounds a little diva. I need everybody out of the green room so I can go through my ritual.
Or everybody out of the bathroom.
So he can get through his stress.
So,
privately.
Do you have a ritual?
No.
At all?
I don't. I guess what I'm kind of thinking, you're talking and I'm like, shit, I need to figure out what I'm going to do right now. Like what set I'm going to do.
Oh, but
shame on me. But no, I usually, you know, because I have probably about 45 minutes worth of like material, you know, if I forget anything, it's like 30. But I kind of pick and choose what I want to do. And then I just go over that in my head a few times. But no, I don't have like a ritual or anything like that, you know. No. I'm not really into brujeria unless like I want to hurt somebody, you know. So.
What do you call the doll? What is it?
The voodoo dolls.
The voodoo doll. Somebody gave me one.
Yeah. Can I borrow it for my HOA president? Because he's a fucking asshole, dude.
I saw you.
God damn.
And what happened? You got kicked off of the board or something?
No, I didn't get kicked off the... I get kicked out of everything, man. I've got kicked out of nextdoor.com. I have a visual impairment. They kicked me out of my visual impairment Facebook group because I made a joke about blind people. And they were like, you realize that there's blind people in here? I'm like, how can you even see this post? You know?
When I talked to you 2 weeks ago, I sent you in the messenger. I was like, is there anything that we can't talk about? And you said, yeah, just don't talk about, you said something. You said one thing.
Oh, you're talking about on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like pedophilia.
Yeah, like you said pedophilia, and I was like, okay. And then you're
taking all the fun out of it.
And you were like,
no, gross.
and you're like, don't talk about.
Well, because there might be some families in here. You know what I mean?
I thought
I mean, they're
some pedophiles.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt the pedophiles' feelings. Poor guys.
You said, don't talk about pedophilia, and I was like, oh, okay.
Or like bestiality and like
don't talk.
That's
about,
just me though. I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, but I'm gonna look at you like,
what if it's funny?
Oh my god.
No.
Only if it's funny, but not.
But then you said, don't talk about rape. And then I was like, okay.
Okay, damn it. Now I only have 5 minutes of material.
You're killing my closer.
Damn it.
No, and my biggest concern was that it wasn't.
I mean, but I mean,
show.
y'all can. I mean, it's not like clean. You know what I mean? But I mean, you just, I mean, you can talk about anything you want, but like me as, you know, I just kind of, I'm gonna look and be like,
yeah, well,
but I'm not gonna be like, get off the stage, you never, you know,
see, you won't do that.
You'll never work again in comedy. You know, I'm not gonna do that. You know, but I'll just kind of be like,
well, Jesus, I'm not Bill Cosby either. I mean, shit, you know what I mean?
I like Bill Cosby though.
I did before he.
Great joke writer, horrible date.
Horrible dates. I don't know. I never had any issues with like sexual harassment or anything like that. So.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say with him. I was like, I didn't even know you knew him.
I haven't been roofied, and man, I've been in many situations where I could have been left my drink here, like just hoping maybe somebody like, you know, somebody. Yeah. No, just kidding. See, there I am with my rape jokes. No, you know, but I don't know. I've never been in those situations to where.
What since you've been doing this for 4 years, what is the biggest challenge you've ever faced in 4 years? The biggest one. The biggest
challenge is. Like, fuck. Wait, what do you mean, like?
Yeah, your biggest challenge in comedy.
My biggest challenge is and this is kind of gonna sound kind of shitty or whatever, but when I see like other comedians that I personally, just me, I don't think like they're that great, and I see them like doing great things, like are getting on great shows and that sort of stuff, I get a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I get a little jealous, and I think that hurts me more than anything, because then I'm just constantly thinking about it, like what did they do and how did they get there, you know. So I think that is one of my greatest challenges, and how I take care of that is I just kind of, I don't unfriend the person, but I'll just kind of unfollow them, just so that it doesn't like get on my nerves. That's horrible, right? I'm a horrible person. No, you know, but I do get a little bit like, and that's I don't want to have that attitude towards people, or like even like when I hear like people are talking about me and stuff, you know, I'll just kind of, you know, I won't unfriend them or anything, but I'll just kind of avoid them. You know, just I guess like it's just like comedy community issues. You know what I mean? I think that's my biggest challenge, because I mean I don't know. Is that what you mean?
Well, we were kind of having that part of that conversation on the way up here about like even the comics you run into that like you don't like for one reason or another. Maybe it's a personal situation. Maybe it's something business wise. Usually it's you can at least respect them for something. You know, they got hustle. They got a skill set someplace, and it's like, you know what? If I'm going to talk about them at all, that's what I'm going to talk about.
Right.
Whereas the opposite would be is if you got comics that you like, but you kind of got that little like, why am I not on that show? It's like, you know what? Let's step away from that for a bit and just remember why the hell I like this person.
Exactly. Yeah.
And with me, because we were talking about it on the way up here, like with me, and that's exactly actually what we were talking about, is like, I feel, don't get me wrong, like a couple years back, I was very bitter. I was I was just not in a good place. But like with me, I feel and I've learned that comedy is it's turned into such a big genre that I feel that at this point, comedy is like a fucking spice. You can find your spice for everybody, meaning you can find your own crowd. So what I'm saying is, like, this may sound crazy to you, but I've learned and now I feel that I don't envy anybody. Like if I see anybody winning, whether I think, because we all have those thoughts, whether I think that they're better than me or I'm better than them, if they're ahead of me and if they're getting it, I want them to continue getting it, because that keeps me on my toes, and it makes me feel like, okay, what can I do better? What are they doing better than I am that they got?
Yeah, and then like to have these thoughts and stuff, it kind of also has a lot to do with like who you're hanging out with. Because there are just negative people. You know what I mean? There are some negative people that look at that, look at that, and if you hang out with those kind of people, you start having those same kind of thoughts. Like those angry, like, oh, well, how did you get over there? So I try to surround myself with positive people, like Israel. You know Israel Garcia.
Yeah, he's
like just a freaking ball of bubbles. He's just so positive all the time. I could be like, Israel, and he'll be like, but this and that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's like a fucking Brady Bunch conversation or something, Like he's so positive. Like Sam Butler is like Raymond also. They're just like real positive people, and I like hanging out with. I like being around people that have that aura because it rubs
Right.
off. It rubs off,
Yeah,
and so does hanging out with negative people. You
Yeah.
know, who are just like, oh, look at and I find myself starting to feel like that sometimes when I'm around negativity.
I've actually I've heard somebody personally say, like a comic. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, right? But I've heard and given he is in a much better place professionally than I am, but I've heard that person tell somebody else, he's not that funny. He's just funny because he's got his thing to work off of. I don't know what the fuck that means. He's saying that he's like he plays off his disability, so that's what he's got.
And then,
like all I say to like that person or people like that, it's like that's fine, and like they're entitled to their opinion, and I have nothing. Like it did make me feel kind of weird. I'll tell you what made me feel kind of weird when I heard that person say that. The biggest thing that made me feel weird is that this person looked me in the face and shook my hand. That made me feel more weird than what they said.
Or like to know like something, not even shaking your hand, but like hugging you. I've had people like, I know what you said about me.
Like this person,
I know what you said.
literally, like I've seen.
But then you also have to think. I mean, because sometimes people talk to each other, you know what I mean? And sometimes they should be private conversations. Like, I don't need to know everything that everybody's saying about me. It's okay if you keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? So I always have to kind of question the person also. Well, you know what so-and-so said about you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the context of that conversation?
I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I really did. I need to know that. Like, what now?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do?
And
Like,
then?
go, Yeah, and then, like, what do I do? All it does is make me feel like shit. Like, I don't need to know who likes me, who doesn't like me, or who thinks I'm funny, who doesn't think I'm funny. Like, it really doesn't matter if other comedians think I'm funny or not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That was the main point that I told him coming up here. Like, I'm not worried about what Sean is doing. I'm not worried about what Irma's doing. I hope they both get it. Hope they end up in Netflix or whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do. I hope you get it. But if I focus my energy on what you're doing and why you're doing it and why you're being successful, that's me stopping me from where I need to be because I'm wasting energy on this shit.
Exactly.
I told him what you need to do, not you, but in general, what you need to do as a person, you need to focus that energy on you and how do you get there and past that.
Right.
Not because you're envious, but because you just want to be
as
successful as them, and like people on social media that were jealous in fucking here in San Antonio. They were jealous when Dave Chappelle popped up. They were talking shit because their venues were empty. And I was like, dude, well, you have to understand that it's also Dave Chappelle. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I was just upset that he didn't go to my open mic. I was like, what the fuck? You're in town? You didn't go to Elbow Room? What the hell? Dave Chappelle.
He also had 2,000 people waiting in the theater.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and outside. Hi. Hey, how are you?
This is the Juan Villa guy.
Hey, Juan Villa. Say hi.
Hey, how you doing? Freddy.
Hey, how's it going?
This Juan Villa.
How much
Sancho
time we got
Villa.
left?
Sancho Villa, yeah.
We are at 28 right now.
28 minutes.
Cool.
So
Are you
I'm eating downstairs. Yeah, I just gonna.
Oh,
Okay.
you're eating. I was gonna say, if you're comfortable enough, you can jump in.
yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm not ordering some food and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Y'all never met before? I know,
I don't. You know what, man? I'm telling you. Like I told you about my eye disorder, and there have been times when I introduce myself to people over and over and over again, and they're like, "We've met." I'm like,
that's happened
"Oh
to me.
yeah, I remember your name. I'm sorry, I just don't remember your face." You know what I mean?
That being said, I think the second time we ever ran into each other was just at some random open mic here in town, and I'm walking in going, I don't know any. It was like, Sean. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Who is this lady?
That happened with me.
Ladies, can I get another vodka and diet, please? Please. And yeah, just a vodka and diet, and my husband will pay for it. Yeah, Diet Coke. They'll edit that out.
No, we're not.
I mean, I was like in an hour. I was like, when you said we're gonna do this for about an hour, I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to milk this for an hour.
There's no hand signal you can give the bartender. It's like, let me get a highball. Highball.
That,
I know.
That happened to me with Cool. With Genti.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't miss him. He's just
no. I had met him the first time, but real quick. I didn't perform with him that night. I met him real quick. Hey, how you doing? Oh, my name is Freddy, and I took off. So months pass. I see him on the card, right? On big ass picture and everything. I get to the venue. We're there, and I walk in, shake hands with Rudy and whoever else was there. And I always like to go and introduce myself with the headliner, even if I've never met him. Hey man, I'm Freddy. I'm gonna be working with you. It's a pleasure, whatever. I went up to him and I was like, "Hey man, Freddy, I'm Freddy. Nice to meet you, bro. I'm gonna be working with you." And he's like, "My brother, we met." And he's like, "I know, bro. All black folks sometimes we look alike." And I was like,
Oh my god, there was this one time, because like one of my problems with my eyes is I have trouble with night vision, right? And I was at Jokesters one time. And one of my black comedian friends, I was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Irma, I've been here like for 20 minutes already." I'm like, "I didn't see you." And he's like, "Is it because I'm black?" And I was like,
partially.
Yeah, I couldn't, but it was really dim inside and I couldn't see him. And he was wearing dark clothing. So he looked like he was just kind of hiding in the back. But I'm sorry, I can't, like you, I would spot you like in heartbeat. You know what I mean? You would just like glow.
Yeah. It's the head.
Just kidding.
Why do you think I do this?
I don't know.
I told you this isn't a fashion choice.
And see, me, I know that if you meet me once, you're not going to forgive me. And it's not because you're going to remember my face. So anybody that's like...
Well, I probably won't recognize you until I see you walking. I'm a bitch.
It's the strap.
That was...
Oh, thank you. I love you so much. We're best friends.
Yeah, so everybody that I go, and I was like, "Hey man, we worked before," and they were like, "Yeah, I know, I remember." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you fucking do."
No, but there's this one kid. He always makes fun of me. His name is Brandon Potter. He's here in San Antonio, and I swear to God, we met like 5 or 6 times, shook hands, and he's like, "Me, it's Irma." He's like, "It's me, Brandon." Irma. I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, I know you. Like 6, and he's like, "It's me." I'm like, "Oh yes, nice to meet you again."
No,
I'm horrible. Like,
I'm glad that you're also saying that in the open too, because I have that same problem with some people. Very few, but I've literally seen the same person 4 times. I was like, "Hey man, nice to meet you." And and then this is worse when they're like, "Fred, we've met before," and I was like, "Oh shit." And then I don't remember his name. Like,
well, I remember names. I remember like their voices, like their hair, their style of hair. But like with faces, I can't see. Like right now, I'm looking at you. All I can see is like this side of your face. It's like dark. You know what I mean?
But you use glasses.
Well, it has nothing to do with glasses. Like I have blind spots. I have like a circle of like blindness. It's like almost like tunnel vision.
I hope
you know what I mean?
You don't fucking drive anymore.
No, I don't drive. I don't drive anymore. I have my husband. I call him my scene I-man, and that's why I Uber everywhere, and like, so y'all know I do the open mic at the Elbow Room, on Tuesday nights, but I live in Helotes and like an Uber is like $30, like $27 to get from my house to the Elbow Room. And so one day I was just like, "Oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I'm spending too much money." But then I talked to the owner and he's like, "No, I'll give you some money. Don't worry about it. Just continue the open mic." So he's helping me out with that. But yeah, it sucks. I don't drive anymore, and not in the daytime. And if I do drive in the daytime, I only drive in places that I'm familiar with. Like I know where every stop sign is. I know where the HEB is or the Walmart. Yeah, it sucks.
Just kind of guess when it comes to the pedestrians.
Yeah, and I just go super slow and just hope like no kid just comes running out.
Is that a person, a dog, or a cone?
Right,
Fuck.
Cone.
Yeah.
Start identifying
that was a
objects
cone.
by the thumb.
That was a cone. Oh my God! But yeah, no, my
see,
husband, he's awesome when it comes to that. He helps me out so much.
And my problem that I hate and that it's embarrassing to admit is that I'm good with driving. I can get places. I'm not good with memorizing where streets are. So let me give you.
Because you GPS everything. That's why.
Yeah, but this is where it gets worse. In my fucking hometown, it happens. So what I'm saying is, the only 90% of the time, without exaggerating, I get to places because I remember landmarks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's the bank. I need to make a right
Yep.
there. But if that fucking bank
I need to get my mask. My ski mask.
Yeah, you know.
There's the bank.
No.
I'd like to say I
He's
felt.
a bank wubba.
I'd like to say I felt bad, but I didn't. I found it hilarious. He was trying to find my place, and it's out in the sticks down a Caliche Road, and he was like, "It took me 3 miles the other way."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I have trouble with that. So I have to like GPS everything, but it's embarrassing when I have to GPS shit like in my own hometown.
Yeah.
And people have called me out on it. It's like, bro, you live here, you don't know where you're going? I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. You still live at home with your mom.
See, and like, I'm burping. But like with me, like I want people to know about my eyes because I feel like people think I'm a bitch because I don't either. I won't say hi to them, and then even worse than that is like I talk to people and I think that I know them, and I'm talking to them, and you know, after about 5 minutes, I'll be like, I think you think I'm somebody else, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. It's fuck. I've had so many embarrassing situations. I haven't fallen down on stage, which is great.
So how do you do?
That's one of the main reasons why I decided to stop teaching. Because now teachers, I couldn't see the kids. I would have like the projector on, so the classroom would be dark, and I didn't know kids were making out in the back. Kids would be raising their hands and start crying. And I'd be like, what's the matter? And they're like, you're not calling me. I'm like, well, raise your hand. They're like, it's been up for 30 minutes, miss. But I couldn't fucking see their hands. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was fucking insane. Oh, yay, people are coming in.
That's crazy. That's real crazy.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad about forgetting people's names.
Yeah, no, I forget faces. And it's just either I'm like, people think I'm a complete bitch or a complete slut because like I'm overly friendly. Hey, hi, what's up? How you doing? And they're like, do you even? Or I'll call people. Like the other day, I saw Ponchi Herrera. He went to the elbow room, and I was like, hey, what's up, Patrick? You know what I mean? Because Patrick usually wears the hat. You know what I mean? Patrick he usually wears like a hat and like a plaid shirt. Yeah. And that's what Ponchi was wearing. And I was talking to him. And he's like, Irma. It's me, Ponchi. I was like, oh, hey, what's up, Ponchi? Sorry. I don't like you. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just like fucking embarrassing situations.
Like
who?
Said who doesn't like Ponchi?
I know, he's adorable.
I had the chance to work with him twice, and I canceled. I canceled because it was a family emergency. I didn't want to do it.
Both times?
Yeah.
Somebody had to go to the bathroom real bad?
The first time... The first time was a family emergency. The second time, I double booked the show. And the other one that I regret to this day I regret not working with is Juan Villarreal.
One of the shows that I regret was one with Rick Cano. He had a show in it's one of the little towns around McAllen. It was gonna be Rick, I think so. It was Rick, and I think Israel was on that. Rudy Badaba was on that one, and I had to cancel, and I tried so hard not to. I was trying to, because I was going to Las Vegas the next day, so I was trying to like figure out the driving, and I was like, oh, maybe I can just take a plane from McAllen, and and I just couldn't do it, and that's probably one of the bigger ones that I regret, because it was I think in a ballroom, and it was like packed out, and I saw like the pictures. I was like, no. Somebody was gonna discover me there.
that was my next question that I was gonna ask you. So far, and what you've done, what's been your biggest regret, as far as like comedy?
I would say that one.
That one?
Yeah. There wasn't like famous people on it, but it was just an awesome show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just an awesome show, and every now and then I'll message him. I'm like, don't forget me. Remember? He's like, oh, I fucking remember you left us there.
With me, my biggest regret was it happened 2 years ago in No, about a year and a half ago now.
Mhm.
In 2018, I was invited to perform at the La Flor Festival
Oh yeah,
in Corpus.
they're not
And-
doing that anymore.
No, and thank you for fucking reminding me. It
So-
hurts even more.
So you'll never be able to do it again.
So
I wonder how come they did that.
Sorry, we had a public place and we
Hey, but it's
things
kind of
going
cool
on.
doing that at a public place.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be kind of interesting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
If-
And this is great. This is I mean I don't know. I have ADHD. I mean I've self-diagnosed myself, but I'm
I have
pretty. So
ADD,
this is
but-
great. That's why I'm just like squirrel.
Yeah, that was one. I think that's my biggest regret to date. Like they offered me, and I had to cancel because back then I didn't have a reliable car, and my car completely broke down.
And nobody could take you.
No.
He was getting nervous about asking me. He's like, I can't pay you. It's like, just feed me.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
I can't
pay
feed you.
When I say feed me, pay for my bar tab. That's all I'm at.
He's
But,
like, nah, I'd rather just pay for you to go. The way you drink, motherfucker.
But yeah,
One
that's
time.
been my.
I'll pay for your room and give you $1 million. I do not want to pay for your bar tab.
He broke the what?
What's yours?
This is a couple. I had an opportunity to go
Biggest
out.
one.
Due to some family circumstances, I could have gone out to Los Angeles for a couple months and didn't. And yeah, just and don't get me wrong, it was one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm not like damn you blood relations, but you know,
Damn you, blood relations. We should do karaoke now.
and
Sorry,
I'm not good with karaoke that much.
I am.
I'm not saying I'm good at telling jokes either, but karaoke's worse.
Oh yeah.
I'm giving you people two choices. You make it.
I feel pretty good right now.
I
It
can
makes.
tell.
I've only had 2 drinks. Don't tell my husband.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's working over there.
He said to keep it.
Yeah, he was trying to talk to me right now in sign language. I was like, I can't see you, motherfucker. Just kidding.
This is a great room.
It is.
It
It's
is.
awesome.
It's actually a really good room.
Yeah.
And I wanted to I was gonna do it off camera, but I'll do
What?
it. I don't give a fuck.
You ask me what happened to my nail?
No.
Oh.
I wanted to thank you for putting me on. man.
Oh, you got it.
I really do
You
appreciate.
could have whatever you like.
Don't
kidding.
tell me that.
No, just kidding. You could be on whatever show you like.
Yeah, but thank you for putting this together, and thank you for having me
For
on.
sure. Thank you.
I
Thank
really,
you.
really do
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Now it's just up to me to deliver.
Deliver.
If I don't
Deliverance.
deliver, I'm not giving my money back.
Just don't
Yeah.
ask him to stand.
Well, you're going to get a nice little. Oh, and I need your Venmo. Are you okay? We're going to do
My
Venmo.
who?
Venmo or PayPal.
The fuck
Oh, wait.
is
We're
that?
talking private stuff now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your PayPal number.
Your PayPal number.
Oh,
www.
you don't have. We'll talk
But
about
do
it.
you want cash? Because I don't have cash. We
Why are
can
you
go get it.
offering me cash if you want cash, but I don't have cash?
I'm like, I just didn't know. Like, if you needed it to get home, then I could give you some, and then
well,
I could just
I was
deduct it
gonna
from.
offer
Okay, yeah. I know. We're
something
okay. So
else.
we're like totally.
I was gonna offer something else.
Okay, okay.
As his
Okay,
agent
Okay,
will
let's
accept
continue
gold
with the
bullion.
comedy because I feel like we're just like having a personal conversation just
Yeah,
with like a
yeah.
microphone. And so
So
I noticed you got rid of that pimple that you had up there.
I was about
That's
to be
great.
like, what? Pig, what else do you have after this?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be in Las Vegas. I'm going tomorrow.
Where
And
we're
I'm
at?
gonna.
Where
I
you
have
gonna
a
be
little
at?
show at this place called Lit, Lit, something industry tavern, something like that. And I'm super excited to say that I finally got on the Hilarious 7, which is a gig that they have at Hooters, the Hooters Casino. But they just changed. They just changed the name. It's now called Oyo Casino.
Oyo?
Oyo. So I don't know what that is, but I'm super
Sounds
excited.
like somebody
for that.
didn't want to change the logo. They were just like, no, we'll bend the T and lose the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I love Las Vegas. It's an awesome.
I think we all do. I haven't been there
Yeah.
in 10 years, but yeah.
We go at least like every month and a half or every 2 months. Yeah, it's fun. It's I feel like it's my second home. Like I get so annoyed like with the tourists. Just kidding. No, yeah. So
And
So what's the next step with Mind Twist? What's the next?
The next thing with Mind Twist, what do we have coming up next? Oh, we have a Halloween show coming up at the Elbow Room. That's going to be, I believe, on the 26th. It's a Saturday. And then what else we have? I don't know. I need to look at my calendar. So there's a few things coming up. What do I have in November? Oh, I don't know. I need to look at my calendar.
I just want to say you're horrible at promoting.
I'm horrible at promoting. I know. I need to.
We still love you, though.
Yeah.
We'll give you a second chance before we close this out.
I should get my phone and look at my calendar.
Because normally...
Or you could just get on www.mindtwistcomedy.com and just find it all on there.
Because normally that's what we do towards the end of the show. We have you throw out your shows and your social medias and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And going along with the... This is something I've always wanted to ask you, going along with Mind Twist Comedy.
Can we take this outside and have a cigarette? Oh, no. I'm just kidding. Go. Sorry.
I was like, are you serious? I was about to turn and look at Sean, and Sean would be like, motherfucker.
I'm just kidding. What were you going to say? Tell me.
No, I was going to say, like, do you... Because what I was thinking was, what's stopping you, or have you thought of becoming a legitimate, like...
Comedian?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. Talent agency.
I
feel like you have
like I have 3 different things going on, and that's actually what I was talking to my husband about. Like I feel a little bit lost. Like I don't know. I feel like my focus is being split up by 3 different things. Of course, I want to be successful as a comedian. You know what I mean? But then I have Mind Twist Comedy where I book, comedians, and I really enjoy like doing showcases and stuff because I give a lot of like local comedians like their first, paid gigs. You know what I mean? And that that feels good. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of their growth and stuff like that. And then the third thing is I do my Teachers Gone Bad comedy shows, and that is probably the most successful.
I'd like to be on that,
3.
but give me about 4 years in a bachelor's.
Yeah,
so.
4 years in a bachelor's in education. So I would say that's probably the most successful thing that I'm doing. That's all financially successful, And we've done lots of clubs, we've done some casinos, and they just keep booking. They keep booking. I have some stuff coming up in March for that. And so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know I'm kind of in the middle of it all.
So you've never given it real thought to becoming like a talent representative as far as like an agency?
I have. 'Cause I've had plenty of people come to me and say, represent me. You know what I mean? Or people like that say, can you help me with fixing up my EPK? So I can, and I'll pay you. I've had people tell me, I'll give you $500 just to set up my website, my EPK. I mean, some pretty big names. You know what I mean? And I just don't have, and sometimes I've actually said, yes, I can do it. I mean, because it's good money. But then when it comes down to it, it's just so time consuming. You know what I mean? And when I do that, and when I'm focusing on other people's careers, then I'm not focusing on mine.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? And then I see myself kind of lacking in what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm focusing on somebody else's EPK or on their website and booking them and putting, and I've booked many, people on different shows in different cities and, but it's very time consuming and, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And if that's what I'm going to do, that's probably going to be the only thing that I do. Well, I love being on stage, so I don't know if I can dedicate my whole time to that.
I think I don't know because I'm not in that space, but I feel that, like, for example, if you were to be a talent representative, as far as like an agency, I really do feel like you could at least balance that and being a comic yourself and focus on your career.
Yeah.
I don't know about everything else, but those two I think you'd be able to handle.
See, and it's kind of confusing because I feel like if I tell people no, it kind of hinders me because there's just so many opportunities when I meet certain people and I can help them and do this and do that and, there have been so many opportunities because I help, bigger names. I get to meet bigger people. You know what I mean? And that kind of helps me out. So I'm saying, it's so confusing. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
So.
And I gotta imagine there's at least an element of that, which it's not just comics, but you do run into it with quite a few comics where it's like, but what can you do for me? And it's like, what are you doing for yourself?
Yeah. I know. Exactly.
If you, I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you ever do become a legitimate booking agency, call me.
Call me. Now, look at her dress.
Because we actually.
Wait, did she get married?
No.
But why is there blood on her? Oh, it's Halloween.
Yeah, they've got the haunted house down the street.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's a Halloween costume.
I was about to tell her to go change her pad.
I just got that. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's okay, Freddy. We'll explain it to you later.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that's kind of where I was going with.
Yeah.
What's the next ambition for? I mean, whether it's
I'm right now. I can say I'm at a crossroads. I don't know if it's gonna be
have options.
Yeah.
And that's always a good place to be.
Right.
When it's like, oh, good God, what do I do?
Yeah. Ooh, that was a nice burp. Yeah, my ADHD is kicking in right now.
Is it the alcohol?
No, distractions.
It happens.
I'm fighting real hard not to just go, Freddy, pull the mic up to your face.
It's right here. Any closer and it'd be in my mouth.
I wonder.
Will
it pick up like all the background noise and stuff?
Most of it'll cut out.
Okay.
I've actually done a few at the theater there at El Rey when old Bert Garrett's blasting the music full blown. That weird little discotheque nonsense in the background.
I'm super excited to see this later. I wonder how I look. My double, triple chin.
Really? That's what you're worried about?
That's what I've been thinking about this whole fucking 45 minutes.
See,
I'm just like, I've even been doing this to kind of.
Should have taken the center seat.
I know. I was like, fucking Freddy.
You should have told me.
I know.
wouldn't have moved,
Well, let's start all over again.
How much time we have?
Okay.
We are at 52 right now, so if you guys want to start wrapping up, we can do
let's start to wrap it up.
Social media contacts.
Okay, social media on everything. Mind Twist Comedy, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. What are you laughing at, motherfucker?
Because you gotta think
I like Instagram. Everything. I'm not gonna say you're gonna find any shit on there, but yeah, Mind Twist Comedy. I'm mostly on Facebook because that's where the old people are, and that's kind of who I cater to, like older, married, with kids. That's the kind of comedy that I do. So
I see.
Mind Twist Comedy.
You're doing
Why are you
everything
laughing at
under
me?
Mind Twist Comedy?
Everything. I mean, I do have my personal page, Irma Ruiz. That's where
There's like three of y'all, just so you
find.
know.
Yeah, I know. I looked them all up, and none of them wanted to be friends with me. I was like, I hate y'all sluts. Then I just realized they were like my old Facebook profiles. So I didn't accept myself.
That's funny.
The story of my life.
Not accepting yourself.
Yes.
And the next show is in Vegas at
Lit, and then another one at the old Hooters Casino, which is now Oyo, and then after that I come back and I'm doing a show with Cool in Del Rio, in Del Rio, Texas.
Right on.
Then also we have the Halloween show at the Elbow Room on the 26th, I believe, and I think that's it for now. Yeah, for October.
And you said the open mic at Elbow Room is on Tuesdays?
Every Tuesday in San Antonio. Yes.
Right on.
And if you're coming into town, I'm always looking for hosts. Now I talked to the owner and he's gonna pay. So I'm looking for some hosts. If you're interested, just let me know. But kind of let me know in advance because I'm gonna start booking the hosts probably a few weeks in advance.
Right on.
Cool.
Right on.
You can find me across the board at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I almost said MySpace. I ain't gonna lie.
MySpace.
Still holding on to the dream.
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Freddy G.
Okay.
Freddy G.
And find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to find the audio version of this podcast, you can find the episodes at shoutengine.com/bouncingbrains. You can listen to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 to 11 p.m. No, 9 to 11 a.m. I'll get that right one of these days. You can listen to episodes on rgvtitanradio.com. New episodes every Friday. That means this episode will be coming out next Friday, which I'm not going to do the math on that, but it'll be in October. And we're on YouTube under Bouncing Brains. Like, share, subscribe. We're still looking for that custom URL. If you'd like to reach out to us, it's bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com, as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook, Bouncing Brains on Twitter and Instagram. And folks, it's been beautiful. We got some comedy to do.
Until next time, keep it tight.
Toodles! I need a drink.